Video games and movies are two of the most popular forms of entertainment. Video game movie adaptations are one of the most unpopular forms of entertainment. To be successful, a movie requires thoughtful storytelling and compelling characters.
No matter how big you get, you'll always be my son.
Where movie adaptations run into trouble is with those two things I said.
My whole life just flashed before my eyes.
When a producer makes an adaptation, they hope to leverage the gaming community's love of the game to increase box office sales. In reality, they usually leverage the gaming community's love of writing negative reviews. Super Mario Bros. 1993 was the very first video game movie adaptation, but that didn't stop us from trying again. Out of all the things we learned from this travesty, how to do a better job wasn't one of them, because then we made Double Dragon. The Double Dragon video games left a huge legacy for side-scroller beat-em-ups. The Double Dragon movie left a huge legacy in the corner that we will have to clean up later with newspaper or something.
Is it?
The first Mortal Kombat movie came out in 1995. Good writing.
Tournament called Mortal Kombat.
Good acting. Good directing. Mortal Kombat managed to block and dodge all of these things on its way to smashing through the 40% tomato ceiling. This would set a standard in movie adaptations that others would fail to meet for 23 years. Sitting and watching a horrible adaptation might seem like one of the worst ways to waste your own time, but people agree that there's one thing that can make it worse: active participation.
Shrek, it can't be that bad.
The first movie to video game adaptations were terrible, but over time, they got worse. The earliest adaptations were smaller games that were released either to the arcade or for the early consoles. But with the rising popularity of video games, these turned into big budget productions that really streamlined the process of hemorrhaging money. Most of these games are horrible atrocities that have been inflicted on the gaming community, and none of them should ever be played. But some of them have been, by 11-year-old me. Blade 2 is one of the video games ever created. An intelligible story, present voice acting,
Get up those goddamn steps and follow that walkway round.
par for the course graphics, Blade 2 undeniably looks and plays like a game that came out when it did. From its faceless, run-of-the-mill action to its uninspiring gunplay, Blade 2 truly had video game mechanics. But while Blade 2 respected the envelope's boundaries, Enter the Matrix did as well. Although these are both action-adventure games, are based on blockbuster movies, and were released only 8 months apart, what really makes them different is their names. It's called Enter the Matrix, but it feels more like Exit the Game. Red pill, blue pill. If this game were any pill, it would be a stale antacid. These games are bad, and it's hard to imagine how it could get any worse. But somehow it does. Braveheart. I'd rather be castrated. The Emperor's New Groove. I'd rather be turned into a llama. The Grinch.
Oh, I stole everything.
I'd rather have my Christmas stolen. Men in Black, the game. I'd rather be neuralized. The Scorpion King, Rise of Akkadian. I'd rather be castrated. Video game adaptations of movies are the Holocaust of the gaming world. But unlike the Holocaust, there is a silver lining, because these 4 games are pretty good. Video game adaptations have been a huge disaster, and movie adaptations are still trying to reach that same level of success. Uncharted had a lot of potential, but it hit a brick wall. The Super Mario Bros. 2023 made $1.3 billion, which almost takes the sting out of this. Sonic 1 and 2 were good, but they're making a third one. It might seem like we've finally gotten past a low point for terrible movie adaptations. Until you realize Duke Nukem, Minecraft, and Jak Daxter are all getting movies. I'll probably watch this one, though.